hell. Like, seriously. Like, it takes a lot. Like, the blood of a virgin, a Chinese talisman, a perfect fortune cookie. Chan. I mean, I have been told that I'm part Asian because of my eyes, so I'm allowed to make that joke.
Bullshit.
I could have made another joke, but it's all right.
I've been literally told I have Asian eyes most of my life. You've even accused me of it. You fucking asshole. Go pipe.
Is it because you ate some edibles?
Wow. Lie. First off,
sorry, I had to be immature off air.
No, he said something off the air. He might get punched in the face for it.
I had to be immature off air. Sorry.
That was really immature. You should get canceled for that. But of course, I got to take all the heat. You're the real asshole in this trio. I'm actually a nice guy. You're a monster, but I'm actually the nice guy. Unbelievable. You really just said that.
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Please stop. Please don't ever do that again. See, it's funny when you quote big because we're both fat.
Oh, but the pussy in a sarcophagus. Have you ever had sex with a pharaoh?
Could you stop? Could you? Oh my god. That is awful, bro. You don't even like that album. You don't even like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Do you like it more than Jesus? Yes. You like it more than Life of Pablo? Lie and say you do.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
No, actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Because maybe Ultralight being
Life
the
of
only
Pablo
song
was like a fucking DJ set. Like
it was a reset.
Like the beat changes every fucking 30 seconds, which is cool, but it's also like,
but can we be honest?
It's not the same replay value.
That's the last Kanye album that you like.
Yeah, definitely.
He was sane when he did this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is unfortunate. But yeah. So Antwaan Randle, which again goes back to me dunking it, staring down the ref,
Jesus
getting
Christ,
a technical
we're still
foul.
here?
Yeah, like it was like a Malice at the Palace, and then they had a TV timeout.
Oh my god,
that's what this was. So yeah, Antwaan Randle, who was an assistant coach for the Buccaneers, is now the wide receivers coach for the Detroit Lions, and they already have a bunch of former players on that squad. Dan Campbell, the head coach, Aaron Glenn, the D coordinator, Anthony Lynn, the offensive coordinator. They had a couple guys underneath them that I'm spacing out on their names. But they have about like 7 former NFL players.
Anthony Lynn is the offensive coordinator in Detroit?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. They're going to be a smash mouth team.
Watch the Lions be good next year.
Honestly, they could win like 8 or 9 games in that division.
I think that's...
The Bears are terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think that's good because,
yeah, I know.
You know...
He said, yeah, I know.
I feel like... And we talked about it with Gilbert a few weeks ago, but I feel like Anthony Lynn has got enough credit for Justin Herbert. But also on the other side of it, managing Phillip Rivers when he first came in and sort of, you know, dealing with those sort of expectations that come with the veteran quarterback. I feel like Jared Goff's kind of like
and all the kids
that
running
perfect
around
middle.
The locker room too. That's a hard thing to coach.
Phillip Rivers had a whole tribe coming to the locker room. They were like, it was like the Warriors, just 17 gangs showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's actually quite impressive. Like you have a whole gang of children, like literally. Like you just roll up on anybody with that many kids and just whoop everybody's ass on the playground.
He's got a club football team.
Like that scene.
He's got a club football team.
Like that scene in Malcolm in the Middle where it's Lois's birthday and they all fucking pissed her off, so she went to the batting cage just to clear off some steam, and they were all sorry. And then Francis punched the clown in the face, and then him, Hal, Malcolm, Dewey, and Reese
I'm
all
pretty
started beating
sure
up
there's
everybody
some
at the batting cage.
There's some high schools out there like in, I don't know,
Malcolm in the Middle
New Mexico that
ever.
probably have less players than Phillip Rivers has in his family.
Exactly. And basketball teams especially.
I think the weird thing with Phillips Rivers, though, is that all his kids probably curse in a PG-13 rating, just like him.
Yeah, he says
darn
dadgummit.
and shoot, and you're just like, want to curse, but you feel bad cursing at these kids.
They probably yell out Capricorn or some weird shit when they want to say Christ Almighty.
Wow. No, I think that's
it's the Bible Belt. It's the Bible. I
think that's Derek Carr.
It might be. He was like, Capricorn. Is that audible? So you to check down to nobody on 4th down in the end zone again? Oops. Imagine throwing the ball away on 4th down and having a Kobe tattoo, or what did he have dedicated to Kobe?
The sleeve.
He had a Kobe sleeve and then threw it away on 4th down.
All right. So what's next?
Well, Your guy.
Russell Wilson wants out of Seattle, apparently.
Yeah. He just came out and said it.
I saw mixed reviews on that.
He's been quoted as saying that he's tired of getting hit and he wants a say-so on personnel decisions.
But he didn't outright demand a trade. He just said he wants
they're taking
power.
The Seahawks.
And the Seahawks have been listing the offers because of the quarterback market just being all over the place.
Because trading Deshaun Watson for Russell Wilson would be really fucking stupid. Because it would just be it's the same problem.
Just as much.
It's the same problem. They don't have an offensive line over there. You don't have an offensive line over here. Why would I trade an older Super Bowl winning quarterback who has a lot of tread on his tires for a young guy who hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, only to have the same issues and no first round picks because I use my starting safety, Jamal Adams, as a goddamn defensive end. Imagine if I told you a 6'1", 200-pound safety led your team in sacks. You'd be embarrassed, right?
Well, they said
and
the Jets low-key fleeced the Seahawks on that trade.
They clearly did.
But yeah, in terms of... go ahead.
Go for it. No. I was just going to say, I think that's a worse situation for Russell because, he would get sacked, if not more, in Houston. But who the hell is he going to throw it to? Will Fuller's a free agent. He ain't going to come back to the Texans.
And he's suspended.
Who the hell is going to catch the ball for
Brandon
Russell
Cooks.
Wilson in Houston?
You know who
David Johnson.
You know who Vegas has as the favorite to get Russell Wilson right now?
Who?
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Please don't do that again.
You don't like my vocal range?
I hate your vocal range. Sometimes I want you to not just talk in your normal voice. But
you said
bro.
You sound like you said that I sound like an uneducated hood person when I talk in my regular radio voice. Oh no, I'm sorry, an uneducated stoner hood guy.
Yeah,
I think that was exactly.
That sounds
what you
about
said.
right. Like right after eating a Carl's Jr. meal.
But yeah,
extra large fries. You spent the extra $2 to get 3 fries.
Dog, I'd rather go to Chili's than Carl's at this point.
Chili's is fire. We're not gonna ever.
They're like literally the same price.
Yeah, but at least the customer service is better.
Yeah, how can you not, man?
Chili's has way better appetizers. And at least if I'm going to pay the same amount of money, I'm going to get more food at Chili's. Shout out to the time I got drunk as fuck after graduation at Chili's.
But yeah, man.
My mom had to carry me out of the restaurant.
I think, and we've been talking about it for the past couple of years, but honestly, this is probably the year that the wheels fell off on Seattle. You know, as much as I hate to say it, because Pete Carroll's, one of my favorite coaches ever, but it just seems to be going that way. As people have mentioned before, it's kind of like the downfall of USC.
So Pete Carroll's going to go back to USC?
Maybe. I don't know. Not sure.
At this point, I would like to see him finish it out at USC. Because Clay Hill needs to get fired. I'm sorry. All this top-tier talent out of California, and none of them are really being developed to make it to the league. Okay, Elijah Vera Tucker, he probably would have been the first round pick anywhere he went. Jay Tuafele, good. But you're not developing guys. You're getting guys who were like, this dude's going to make it to the NFL no matter where he goes, and you develop a little bit. And then their production value should be way more in college. And just USC pisses me off.
Moving on to...
Who's the last great player to come out of USC? Paul Malo?
Adoree? Juju?
Clay Matthews? Respectfully? He has a Hall of Fame resume. Who Sam Baker had a run for a little bit. Sam Baker actually was a Pro Bowl left tackle. Look it up. Don't make that face, Pete. Don't make diarrhea indigestion faces at me. He was a Pro Bowler. And his MAD rating was in the 90s. So.
Robert Woods?
Robert Woods is consistent, but he's nobody's top 20 receiver. He's top 50.
I mean, he's had some 1,000-yard receivers. I guess
he's top 50.
You mean by great, like a Hall of Famer?
I'm starting 50. He's not a Hall of Famer. 50 receivers I can name that are better.
But when you ask the question, when's the last great USC player?
He was a second round pick.
Or you just mean a Pro Bowler? What?
Great. Like, I can name the last great Alabama player this year, the year before that, every year for like 15 years.
So, are you talking about like a Heisman Trophy winner? Like, what do you mean great?
Well, I mean, okay, put it to you like this. There are guys who went in the third round for Alabama, and they have more all-pro seasons than most USC players coming out. You could probably say Cedric Ellis.
Stop.
Yeah, I think one Pro Bowl. I think he had one Pro Bowl year.
Shout out to Diamond Bar.
Everson Griffin.
Okay, there you go. That's the last great USC player.
Good. He was good. Great for a couple of years. Raiders passed on him. Horrible mistake.
All right.
But Clay Matthews is out of the last 15 years, Clay Matthews is definitely a Hall of Fame player. I can't name any other USC players that's on that level. And he wasn't even a starter till his senior year. Like, he was like a hybrid guy who was good, so they had to just put him somewhere because he was good. Cushing's was on steroids. Keith Jackson got his jaw broken by Keith Warner was never the Keith Rivers had his jaw broken by Hines Warner was never the same.
Lofa
Tatupu was like a second round pick. That don't count. First round guys. And if you have to stretch for it, that means it doesn't really exist. They're not putting out elite guys. Like, Adoree Jackson has a high ceiling, but it could go either way. Ronald Jones, good, but I don't think he was a first round pick.
All right, so can we move on to the awards now?
Yes, indeed.
The Green Bay Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he won the league MVP.
Yeah, for the third time. 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions.
Eric, thoughts on that as the resident Bears fan?
He deserves it. He was by far the best player all year. I mean, it's easy to hate him being a Packer from where I stand, but credit is earned from there. He was lights out all year. He played phenomenally all year, and that's the main reason why I hate him, because he's so damn fucking good. But he had.
What about him versus Tom Brady?
Throughout the year, still, I mean, Tom Brady didn't really get it going until the second half of the season with that team, honestly. But
he almost lost to the Washington football team.
Yeah, it's just he deserves it, hands down.
And I just want to
flat out what it is.
And I just want to point out, Tom Brady on the Buccaneers is like when all the smartest kids in the class get together in a group, and the one who isn't like the smartest kid in the class gets in that group, so he gets an A via proxy. That's pretty much what it was like. Like, if he went to, like, if Tom Brady went to, like, the Dolphins, they're not going to the Super Bowl. You dig? He went to, like, the best situation possible to win the Super Bowl. And he was tipsy. Like, he was blackout drunk the way I was blackout drunk on my birthday.
Oh, my God. Can we move on? I'm trying to get through the awards.
I'm a stovepiper, but I guess we'll talk about being blackout drunk.
I want to give that its due. That's why.
Okay, fine.
Not come up casually in a Kenny tangent and then we never revisit it. And Kenny's the only one who got to voice his opinion on it.
Because I'm smart. You gotta get it out there.
Derrick Henry won Offensive Player of the Year. Tennessee Titans. Kenny, one of your favorite fantasy players. Your thoughts?
Raiders passed on him. I'm still mad about that. Still fucking mad that I lost.
All 32 teams passed on him.
The goddamn
Everyone passed on him.
I lost in the Super Bowl fantasy football. You had to bring it up, you bastard.
Oh no, you lost no money. Move on with your life.
I had the perfect lineup and got fucking cheated because of COVID.
Derrick Henry got me my fiance's engagement ring because he won me my fantasy league that year. So thank you, Derrick Henry.
Wonderful. Love is wonderful.
Defensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Donald of your Los Angeles Rams.
Some people be hating.
No surprise there.
Some people be hating, like T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt tried to pull.
He did have a.
But he's a linebacker, and Aaron Donald's a defensive tackle who's so athletic he can play defensive end. So there is no comp. Because Derek Watt can't play in a 4-3 defense and put up those same numbers. He can't. But Aaron Donald
could play linebacker, to be honest.
Only because he ran a 4.69 and has stupid athleticism. But he was a D tackle who became an All-American in college playing defensive end, and then went back